Grace and peace to you. Welcome to Morning Watch. I'm Rob, one of the pastors here at White Plains. Glad to have you with us today on a Tuesday. This is where we gather for a song and a thought for the day. So glad you're with us whenever you're watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging in there despite the technical difficulties last Friday. Good morning, Emma. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Kenna. Good morning to you whenever you're watching. Thanks for being here. All right, well, let's begin our time together by going to God in prayer. Help me call a blessing down, for I think our poor old world needs it. A blessing of peace, a blessing of the ordinary, a blessing of national life without chaos and personal life without fear. Help me pray a healing down, for I know how much we need it. A strengthening of the bonds between us, simple respect and patient listening, and a new beginning for us all. Help me welcome the sacred down, the wide-winged spirit drawn from every corner of heaven, to walk among us once more, to show us again how it can be when justice is the path and love the destination. Amen and amen. Morning, Keith. All right, well, here we go. We've been doing some older protest songs for a while as we focus on this rung of action. And here's one you probably knew was coming eventually. One I've done a few times here on Morning Watch. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old world is rapidly aging. Please get in on the new one if you can't lend a hand, for the times they are changing. The line it is drawn and the curse it is cast. Slow and now will later be fast, as the present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will later be last, for the times they are changing. Yeah, love that, this part. Nice little walk down. Old Bob knew a thing or two. Morning, Terry. All right, so we pick back up with this book, Ladder to the Light by Stephen Charleston. If you're joining us for the first time, or if you have forgotten in the few days, we are on the rung of action. We started off on this ladder from darkness into light with faith and blessing and hope and community. And in community, we take action. And Charleston has been talking the last couple of pages here about the intentionality of his Native American tradition and their religious practices and how they allow for a diversity of practice, but a universality of celebration. He writes in particular about the tradition of dancing for the common hope of the people. And we're going to hear more about that today. The drum of the sacred. The echo is still there. Go out at night to stand beneath the stars, far from the noise of the city, out to where the air is fresh with sage and the earth is still damp with rain. Listen. You can hear it. Listen, it is still there. The echo of the drum, the heartbeat of my ancestors, is still there, beating a rhythm of sacred sound. It is echoing from the sleeping mountains, echoing across the great waters, echoing in the forests and over the prairies. The sound will never disappear, for it is a part of the earth. It is the echo of the first sound of creation, the drum of a heart beating. The drum of life just beginning, the drum of a message you can still hear in the stillness of the night, if you listen. So he writes, how do we do religion in the Native American spiritual system? Well, we do it by dancing because dance is more important than dogma. Dogma separates people, while dance brings them together. Dogma-based systems open the door for hierarchy because these systems need authorities who can settle disputes over interpretation. Dance offers different roles to different people at different times. It remains disorganized when it comes to the need for authority figures. And without religious hierarchies, abuse of the system becomes far less likely. Imagine a society in which every person is allowed the freedom to believe as they wish, without penalty or compulsion. These people would expect their neighbors to have a different interpretation. That would be nothing to worry about or try to resolve. Instead, the focus would be on communal activities that gathered people around their shared hopes, that expressed these hopes in ways that invited the whole community to participate. The fifth rung on the ladder to light challenges us to take action, to do something together, to keep climbing. But our ability to work together has been weighed down by the demand for conformity. Organized religion has told us we must first agree before we can cooperate. And because these religions have competing truth claims, the chances for agreement are small. Action grinds to a halt, and not much gets done. This is when you have like closed fists, right? Butting up against each other instead of open hands. Goes on to write, there is no stranger. Who would you not feed if they came to you hungry? Who would you turn away if they were in need? There's no stranger at your door, only a reflection of yourself, standing there, hands outstretched, in a different time at a different door. Hospitality is not charity, but recognition. Hospitality is the endless déjà vu of the sacred. We've all been here before. We've all felt this way before. We are as alike as hunger. When we give to one another, we acknowledge that we are not strangers, never strangers, but a family in search of itself, a tribe gone wandering, now finding its way home. When we feed one another, we feed ourselves. He says the disorganized religion of Native American tradition offers a different model. It tells us there is a great deal that we can do together. The metaphor of sacred dance embodies that invitation. It illustrates a community engaged in spiritual action, in movement, and in step with one another, even if the dancers' religious interpretations are different. The important thing is to get out on the dance ground together, to stand up and walk out into the open space between us, to acknowledge our common hopes, to learn to celebrate even in the midst of disagreement. But even if my own imagination does not do justice to the possibility, one thing is for certain. If we are going to regain confidence in our spiritual systems, then we're going to have to break these systems free of the gridlock of competing truth claims. As long as we remain in our bunkers of religious dogma, refusing to find common ground, then we will be mired in darkness. Yeah, it's why we consider fundamentalism less a religion than a philosophy. You can be a fundamentalist Christian. You can be a fundamentalist follower of Islam. What makes you the fundamentalist is your unwillingness to be open to the possibility that someone across the dance floor is feeling the same things that you're feeling, but perhaps expressing them in a different way. It's a wonderful invitation, right? To open ourselves up to the possibility of something outside of our own experience and our own beliefs even, but to acknowledge the commonality that exists inside of all humanity, all created by the same God, right? That's what we believe. So why not imbued with the same spirit and the same desire to know God? This isn't, he'll talk more about this later. This isn't like a, all roads lead to God. This isn't some homogenization of faith. Rather, it's celebrating the distinctiveness of faith. Learning, following the path that you are on. But acknowledging that we have commonality with others. And celebrating that there's more that unites us than divides us. It's a pretty powerful call to action. And those of us, who have any influence at all, not that we have much, but we have influence about the people around us, those closest to us. We can meet a new person today. We can learn more about a new person today. So let's do it. All right. Thanks for being here today. Thanks for walking with me on this journey we call Morning Watch. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. May you find peace and purpose in this day. Take care.